Hello, it is 9 p.m. in Art. This time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the popular Rally for Progress (RPP) listening to Balbala. Ashifa Hospital becomes a burial file. Welcome to our newsroom. After traveling through the 5 regions of the interior, the Prime Minister and Vice President of RPP, Abdul Qadir Kamil Muhammad, accompanied by the Secretary General of the RPP party, Ilyas Musa Dawale, visited the commune of Balbala yesterday to listen, discuss, and exchange with the population of Balbala. First stop of his tour in the federations of the RPP party in the city of Djibouti. It should be remembered that this tower of the capital, which is a continuation of that of the region, is effectively part of the framework of social dialogue and the permanent exchanges and support. And the president of the RPP party, President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, established upon his arrival at the Supreme Magistracy at the head of the popular RPP party. The RPP indeed this event which was held yesterday at the Al-Rahma complex in Balbala, saw the participation of members of the executive committee, including Minister Muna Usman Aden, Vice President of the National Assembly, Safiya Ilmi Jibril, the Dean and Member of Parliament, Ali Abdi Farah, the Member of Parliament, Ibrahim Ahmed Abdo, the National Secretary of the Mobilization, Hussein Idris Guled, all members of the Executive Committee of RPP Party. Also taking part in this gathering were the Member of Parliament, Isa Muhammad Umar, Jama' Gedi, the Mayor of the city, the President and Vice President of the Commune of Balbala, the Federal Secretary, local elected officials of the RPP Party, the young people from the civil society. This meeting exchanged debate and without filter during fruitful, extremely some influential personalities. For his part, taking advantage of the opportunity, the president of the RPP annex of Dorale wanted through the vice president and secretary general of RPP to convey sincere greetings and thanks to the President of the Republic and the First Lady for the granting by the state. He specified of 160 decent social housing units with this electricity and water that the precarious inhabitant of Dorale obtained inside the first stage of PICA 20. In his intervention, the Secretary General of the RPP party, Ilyas Musa Dawale, praised the works and efforts of the Annex Committee while urging them to make their annexes the place of meeting, consultation, exchanges, professional training, and support to the children of the countries, precisely those from poor families. Beyond all political tendencies, he declared our annexes must among other things, serve as a places of cultural exchange where young people can learn the different local languages which constitute the richness of our national identity. He also underlined it. Speaking in term, the Prime Minister and Vice President of RPP, Abdul Qadir Kamil Muhammad, while responding with the serenity and optimism to the participant grievances, welcomed the significant factual progress made in the commune of Balbala. He still urged the elected officials to continue their effort to protect the environment and fight against unsanitary conditions and civility. Vice President Al-Hajj Abdul Qadir Kamil Muhammad also recalled the importance of coming together as a Muslim community and celebrating on this blessed night of Ramadan the values and belief that the people of Djibouti share, highlighting the party's commitment to the well-being of the population. He urged activists and civil society to work tirelessly and together to preserve national unity, living together, and social cohesion. The meeting ended in an atmosphere marked by satisfaction and fraternity, rocked by divine invocations, and marked by the symbolic actions emanating from the national football team of the commune of Balbala. He also the gestures and the unexpected gift that the National Football Club of the Commune of Balbala offered to the RPP Vice President and Secretary General of RPP Party a jersey of in the color of the Balbala Club with the initial of the Prime Minister Abdelkader Kamel Mohammed and the Minister of Finance Ilyas Moussa Dawale. A cake dedicated to the success of the RPP visit to the Balbala was recorded to the end of the evening in Balbala. The Minister of Health celebrated the World Health Day under the theme My Health, My Rights. An event marked by this year, so by the 20th anniversary of CAM, this day dedicated to raising awareness and promoting access to health care for all was an opportunity for the ministry to recognize and thank health professionals for their dedications and tireless commitment. The ceremony celebrating the memorable day was marked by the presentations of certificate to health professionals in recognition of their exceptional contribution to public health. Doctor, nurses, pharmacists, and all the medical staff were honored for their hard work, compassion, dedication to patients and the community. The World Health Day celebration ceremony was a prestigious event, bringing together a multitude of influential figures from the world of health and politics, participants including ministers responsible for health, parliamentarian representatives of the United Nations, as well as renowned experts in the medical field. In addition, this day was an opportunity to highlight the progress made in the field of health in recent decades, notably thanks to the initiatives such as CAM, which has improved access to medicines essential for the most vulnerable populations. The World Health Organization's representative said this celebration was an opportunity to strengthen links between the different actors involved in health promotion with the ultimate goals of improving the well-being and quality of life of population worldwide. For his part, the Minister of Health expressed his deep gratitude to these health heroes, emphasizing the crucial importance of their role in promoting the well-being and quality of life of the population. Our health professionals are the pillars of our health system. Their commitment and sacrifices deserve to be celebrated and honored, the minister said during the ceremony. The Minister of Higher Education and Research, His Excellency Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed, received this morning in his office a delegation of the archaeological experts led by Dr. Christina Pfeffer and archaeologist Dr. Walbert Smith. Archaeology is a science discipline whose objective is to study human beings through all the material remains that have survived over the centuries, coming from excavations or not. These remains are varied natures: tools, bones, pottery, weapons, coins, jewelry, clothing points, traces, painting, building, infrastructure, etc. The experts explained it to the minister.
And for us, it's very important to share our data and share our knowledge with everyone here. I think it was a successful meeting, and we had a nice discussion, and visitors and colleagues were here. It was really nice.
What do you think about Djibouti's archaeological sites?
What I think about the Djibouti archaeological sites, it's not a matter of thinking, it's a matter of understanding and research. And I think what was done already by the French and Spanish colleagues is absolutely stunning. And we have just started, so it was our second season, and we are still very careful in telling about our results. So we have more questions than answers. And I think it's quite rich, and there's a lot of work to do for research and field research, especially in the north.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
the blessed month of Ramadan saw the emergence of a remarkable movement across the international territories and effervescence of young people eagerly embarking of learning and reciting in Ali Sabih region on Saturday, April 6, 2023, as part of the activities of the month of Ramadan. A football tournament took place on the National Police football file completely, rehabilitation by the Minister of Youth and Culture. This event took place in the presence of the Minister of Youth and Culture, His Excellency Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowe, and the Director General of the Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kain. The tournament brought together all police officers as well as senior executives from the Ministry of Youth and Culture. This sporting event was an opportunity to promote the spirit of solidarity, fraternity, and fair play among the participants. At the end of the tournament, a trophy ceremony was held. The Minister, His Excellency Hibo Mumin Asawi, as well as the Director General of the Police, presented the trophy to the winning team. The ceremony ended with the traditional family photo. In their consecration as the champions of the National Handball Championship for the 2023-2024 season, the men's handball team of the Djiboutian Coast Guard was warmly welcomed by the High Commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard, that's Colonel Wais Omar Bogore. Commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard personally ensured the receptions of the champions in the presence of Colonel Mohammed Adawa Mohammed, the second in command, the president of the handball team, the Lieutenant Suleiman Awali Ali, and many officers of the institutions. All the player and technical staff were warmly congratulated by the commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard, who underlined the excellence of the efforts, the surpassings of oneself, and the constant quality of play that they delivered through the championship, and which led to their victory and their consecration. Colonel Wais Omar Bogore enjoined them to continue on this path of excellence, which honors their commitment and the institution of which has led them to great height in the national sport. He finally wanted to reiterate his support and his constant support for the development of the performance of the handball team, but also all sporting activities, handball, football, athletics, swimming, table tennis, in which the Coast Guard are committed with the brilliant results. The Ali Sabih Region's Ramadan tournament had an epic outcomes, marking the conclusions of a period of intense competition and community celebration, with the active participations of the 15 sites spread across the regions, including 8 sites within its locality and 7 sites in the city of Ali Sabih. This event was a showcase of the dynamism and patience of young people for sport, for fun. The afternoons of Saturday, April 6, 2024, will be remembered as the sub-prefectures of the Ali Sabih region. Saida Wabiri Asowi, accompanied by the youth deputy of the regions, Hassan Umar Absi, the director of the regions of the MGC, Suleiman Hamad Abdi, the vice president of the regional council, Noor Saeed Geldon, regional elected officials as well as senior executives of the regions honored the finals of the tournament with their presence of Ramadan on different grounds. The closing ceremony, which was held at the Ali Sabih CDC, was an opportunity to pay tribute to the region's CDCs and the region's youth associations organizing the tournament for their unwavering commitment and tireless dedication. Fault prizes and recognition certificate were presented the high authority of the region in the company of the youth associations organizing the tournament and religious competitions. Ramadan tournament, thus strengthening the links with the Ali Sabih's youth. Under the aegis of the Ministry of Youth and Culture, brilliantly orchestrated in close collaboration with the Tajora Regional Football League, the long-awaited closing of the Ramadan tournament on the prestigious Harak filed the tournament a true ode to solidarity with the peoples of Palestine, conquering the different localities of the Tajora region, and its apotheosis took place under the best auspices. This is how the city of Tajora had the opportunity, the privilege of hosting the closing ceremony. This sporting gathering was able to attract eminent personalities, thus giving prestigious dimensions to this ceremony. Among the distinguished guests were the Vice President of the Regional Council, the President of the Tajora Annex RPP, the Director of the Livestock, the Director of the Social Assistance and Rehabilitation, the Deputy Regional Directors of the Ministry of Youth and Religious and Customary Representatives, School Directors, as well as President of the Association. Their presence brought a special shine to this big event. The Ramadan tournament was the scene of exciting encounter between several teams, and its outcome lived up to all expectations. The long-awaited final pitted the Palmyra team against that of Gablassan with the fervor. The two teams delivered a breathtaking spectacle combining skill, tactics and fair play. At the end of an intense match, the Palmyra team won with the panache, leaving behind a clear score of 2-0. Joy and excitement with this victory deserved to the Palmyra team. He thanked the Minister of Youth and Culture. For the international scene in Gaza, the bombings of the hospitals, Al-Shifa Hospital was bombing, and this health bastion is essential for thousands of Palestinians today, nothing more than a pile of rubble, silent witnesses to the recent escalations of the violence between silent witnesses to the recent escalations of violence between Israel and Hamas. The ruins of the hospital speak of the story of desolations and death. The World Health Organization describes an apocalyptic picture. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, its director, relates a scene where the former vibrant health center is now transformed into the file of improbable burials with the hostility dug graves lined up near the emergency room. Dramatic consequences for the population despair can be seen not only in the demolished infrastructure but also in the faces of those who sought refuge. Their patients, and Al-Shifa Hospital held in deplorable conditions during the clashes. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.